this is Roger Green, host of the Surfing the Mass Tsunami podcast. This weekend, we are offering 5 conversations from episode 17, our preview of the EASL Congress 2024, plus from the vault, one of the conversations from the preview for EASL Congress 2023. Before starting, I want to note this is one of the, I think, most interesting and exciting episodes we've done in a long time, and I hope my descriptions reflect that. You're going to want to hear all of this. This first conversation from our EASL Congress 2024 preview starts with the Secretary General Aleksander Krag offering his vision for next week's meeting in Milano, after which Hannes Hagstrom shares some of his thoughts about the meeting design. Aleksander starts by discussing the preparation that's gone into this Congress since the Vienna meeting closed last June. The goals are ambitious, but he feels EASL has, by and large, succeeded. He mentions that 7,000 people or more have registered, including over 80 companies, more than 25 patient groups, and that researchers submitted 3,000 abstracts, 2,000 of which have been accepted. Almost 300 different types of sessions, as he describes it, with 450 faculty members, will be focusing on a variety of areas. The 4 most relevant to MASLD are, first, the one approved MASLD drug, Resdifra, and 9 others in late-stage development, including several phase 2 studies. Second, breakthroughs on non-invasive testing. Third, an update on nomenclature, which he describes as a 1-year-old baby, including a look at what it's meant in terms of working with fatty liver and alcohol in the context of ALD and MET-ALD. And then finally, an enhanced understanding of the underlying disease, which we'll talk about a lot later in this episode. He also highlights the EASL studio as a relaxed place to listen to important discussions, and finally, he praises Milan as a host city, particularly its food and wine. Hannes Hagstrom joins the conversation to describe the scale of the program as, and I quote, like going to a place with a lot of good restaurants, but you only have one stomach, with not only research presentation sessions, but also an array of meetings he needs to attend. Hannes also commends the design element that places young researchers in prominent positions all throughout the meeting, and Aleksander notes that some choices of chairs and events are designed specifically to move the public dialogue beyond what he describes as the usual suspects. This episode left me extremely jazzed about Milan and EASL Congress 2024. Each discussion crackles with energy, enthusiasm, and insight. You'll want to listen a lot. I'm probably going to listen to each one at least 2 times. So just sit back, listen, enjoy, learn. And when you're done, join the discussion, our LinkedIn discussion group. Why don't we jump in? So, because we're fortunate enough to have Aleksander with us, I'd like you to kick us off and take a few minutes talking about what makes you excited about this meeting, and then what listeners will be excited about in terms of things that are either new or just really high impact this year. The floor is yours, sir.
Aleksander Krag.
Yeah, thank you very much. A lot. Where shall I start? It started a year ago. When these things are done, you take 1 week break and then you start to prepare the next thing. So we want to have it next level. We want to innovate beyond the state of the art, and I can tell you we have. So we just not want to meet your expectations, we want to exceed them. So I think if you are a true liver lover, if you're open-minded, if you're ready to be challenged, to learn, interact in new ways with global colleagues, learn new people, do things in new ways, this will be the best liver congress ever, I'm sure. So we, again, take the best of the best what we have, but every time try to twist it a little bit. We learned that being more interactive is very good. So more meet the expert, but also discussing controversy. So for the formats, we're trying to improve the format, the interactive format. People are changing, the world is changing around us. Us delivering content for people in a scientific congress. But today it's much more than a scientific congress. This is actually what we will call a global marketplace for everybody interested in the liver. So how do we provide that? This is more than lectures in a lecture room. This is interactions in our track hubs, discussions, meeting by research consortia, by patients advocacy groups, by allied healthcare professionals, in interprofessional interactions, but also case-based, which is new. We also got something about the future of hepatology. What direction are we going to? And also the skills learning centers we are very proud of, something that is super popular. And then, of course, we got almost record number of abstracts. So EASL is clearly manifested as the biggest and strongest meeting with almost 3,000 abstracts. Now we accepted 2,000 of them, and they are really, really high quality. So seeing that as a lead organizer here, you make me really happy and proud for the future of liver. Because if there's so much great research done, that will really move the field forward. And now if we focus on what we do in the MASLD MASH space, I'm not here to advertise for all our great people in the industry. industry, but there are more than 10 advanced products of drugs. Yeah, we got one on the market, but we got 10 next level. There will be several phase 2 studies. Yeah, I don't think I need to mention them, but go to the general session, go to the late breakers. There's a lot. There's also poster tours about what's happening in understanding the mechanisms of the disease. How do we see it from a more basic science level, but also what are the breakthroughs in non-invasive tests. And if you want to have it a little bit more relaxed, we got the EASL Studio, the format. It will be the same, a little more twist than last year, but again, more theater-like. You were there, Michelle. You also know it. So it's an open scene where people can sit and listen to this interaction, and we broadcast live. I think that brings a lot of proximity between the experts, the discussion, and the audience. And many really like that. And there we will have at least 3 studios around this. One that focusing directly on MASLD, anno 2024, rapidly changing landscape, we call it. We've also got one around the nomenclature. The nomenclature is a child. It was born 1 year ago. How is the child doing? Does it need refinement? Are we happy with it? Did it advance as much as we hoped? This we will discuss. And we also got a studio session where Michelle and I will be, a few others, but what this has pioneered in the spectrum of steatotic liver disease is also a new interest in where alcohol is the important component, together with cardiometabolic risk factors in med-ALD and ALD. So we will discuss pioneering the drug development in that space. So I could continue here. We got, I think, almost 300 different types of sessions. We got more than 450 faculty that will do the best to bring this. I just saw the numbers. We're now way beyond 7,000 registrants and 80 different companies, 25 different patients groups, etc., etc. So I think my vision of being the global marketplace of the liver is coming true. So I'm really enthusiastic. Having prepared this party for a year, it looks like it's coming through pretty nicely.
That sounds fantastic. I was listening. I had 2 or 3 thoughts. First of all, the idea that you get 3,000 submissions, 2,000 of which are high enough quality to use, is, I think, a comment on liver disease and a comment on which the respect with people treat EASL. That's an awful lot of submissions, and you'd immediately bet a lot of them aren't all that good, but if they are that good, it means everyone in the world is working on putting out their best thing here.
No, so it is a competitive, we got a limited number of slots, so we want to make sure that when people come to EASL, just like the way EASL journals, they know what comes out of our journals, our meetings are really high level, something that has been, there are at least 5 external reviewers, the governing board is reviewing it again. So there are many people looking into this and say, okay, if we invite 7,000 people or more to a party, what we serve them, that better be good quality. And that's what we composed. And again, a little bit back here, so we got actually so much for the late breakers around MASLD that we needed to create a new session, because we're also releasing the new MASLD guideline. So we actually opened a new session where the guideline is there, and then there are 4 other strong abstracts from that space. So it's again the balance of getting the best of the best, but I think there that people around can see that this platform with the global marketplace is a very attractive place to be, no matter where you are. And I also think for the exhibition, if you go there, traditionally it was very much pharmaceutical industry. Now it's also very much diagnostic industry, but we're also attracting more and more of those who deliver things for the basic science research, but also publishers and many other people who can see themselves and will use this opportunity where everybody is in the city to meet and do what you do to communicate your messages and position yourself, but also connect and interact. And that's exactly what we want and believe in.
Superb. Hannes, Michelle, thoughts, questions, comments?
Hannes Hagstrom.
I'm really looking forward to it. It's like going to, a place with a lot of very good restaurants, but you only have one stomach, so you have to decide where to go. The closer we are coming to this meeting, it's, you get more and more invites to meetings, and you have to go and see a lot of people, so you realize you will miss a few of the sessions, which is unfortunate. So it's too much to digest. We have to help out to keep track of everything in the group and so on.
Is the goal for 2025 to teach people how to clone themselves so that Hannes can have 3 meeting experiences in parallel and maybe get to at least 10% of what he wants?
No. Let me know. No, we've thought about that too. It would be wonderful with 2 Hanneses. Then research would be even better. But I'm not sure, Hannes, where you will position the second Hannes. The good thing here is if you signed up for this, all the things will be recorded and will be live broadcasted. So when you get home, there's a session you missed. It will be available on EASL Campus very fast. Also meaning if you have a morning, it's a little bit difficult to get out of bed. Then you just pick the first 2 sessions in the bed because it's broadcasted. Italy is a nice place. The food are nice. The climate are nice. And Milan is very nice. Who don't want to see The Last Supper and have a little bit of Italian food? Not a word about alcohol, but anyway, If you want to do this, then you can actually take the latest in the afternoon. So Hannes, no need for cloning. Just to make sure you sign up in the right way, and then you can watch it all online or later on EASL Congress.
Yeah, unless you're talking, right? Because I think you don't want to see the chairs in their pets. But really looking forward to it.
But Hannes, if you're talking, I doubt we're going to have to clone your audience. I expect enough people will want to show up, particularly with the 7,000 person pool, for you to be happy and feel that you're getting out to a lot of people. Just a guess, but I'm pretty sure that's right.
Yes, and it's also a very nice opportunity for the younger people in our groups and so on to network and to be on the big stage. And I think that's really inspiring for people to, be up on the stage and talk in front of a few hundred people, maybe 1,000, maybe even more at a general session. And I see a lot of the younger people actually on stage this year, which I think is nice. I really encourage people also to dare to stand up in front of a crowd and ask questions. Usually if you have a good question, a lot of people have it as well. And sometimes there's this tendency that's only the established people that dares to go up to the microphone and ask questions. So really encourage everybody to make it an interactive session so we can share ideas and then learn from each other.
It makes me really happy you said that, Hannes, because this has been a specific priority for EASL. We sometimes had the usual suspects, there are people who almost own an area. That's not very healthy. So we actually changed also, if you try to check out the chairman. Many sessions we brought in the next generation, not just the usual suspects. It didn't make all of them happy, I have to say, but then I have maybe a few less friends. But let's see, if you're true friends of the liver, you think like Hannes do, and you want the next generation, and to put them in front, learn them to be chairman, learn them how to interact. And we also got more, I think almost 300 bursaries for free registration, travel for young people, exactly to bring them in. We also got, if you're young, I can go even if not young, but we got this famous young investigator party that's coming there. But another thing we are launching is the EASL alumni, because we want to bring together the young people, because they are the future, they are the next generation, and we need it to be attractive. So we're generating EASL alumni, so everybody who's been in an EASL school or an EASL ASLD masterclass, they will going forward be part of this alumni community. So we make sure that we generate that network, that you don't need to spend 10 years in research before you got a network and can make international collaboration. So I'm very happy you've seen that.
And now, back to Roger.
We hope you've enjoyed this recording. If you have any questions or comments about the content of this conversation or the entire episode, please put them in the review section of the page from which you downloaded this conversation, or send an email to questions@surfingmesh.com, or send me a note if you're a LinkedIn follower, which many of you are. What we do next week will depend on what's going on in my family life on Monday, but we will have an episode. It will be fantastic, and we look forward to seeing you then. Bye-bye now.